Good morning, this is Dwayne, and today I'd like to talk about certain songs have notes that are sustained for a period of time. Let's say the melody of a song went like this. That gets kind of boring if all you do is this. So what you need is to fill it in. While the melody note is being held or sustained with your damper pedal, you need to fill it in with some kind of chordal activity. Listen. See the idea there? Okay, so let me take it slow. Anytime you have a melody that's sustained, like, and that's held for a while, then take whatever chord it is and break up the notes, like maybe use a straddle like that, or a passing tone like a second to a first. Listen. In the right hand, I'm doing a passing tone on the second or a straddle, such as that. In the left hand, I'm keeping the chord playing in arpeggios like that. That's called open voiced arpeggios. I'm starting the second octave below middle C with the root hitting the fifth and the third, then rolling over to the fifth. In other words, the chord notes are in the left hand, and the color tones, there's some chord notes in the right hand, but there's some color tones too, like maybe the ninth and the major seventh and the sixth, something like that. Okay? Let me take it real slow now. Okay, so the point of this lesson is simply when you have notes that are sustained in the melody, you need some filler. So use some, like those are quarter notes, and that's probably a whole note or maybe a dotted whole note even. It takes several beats, 3 or more beats, 3 to 5 beats. And in the left hand you play eighth notes. Of course, I was playing in the key of C, but you can do it in any key, of course. The principle is exactly the same. Just play arpeggios in the left hand and broken chords in the right hand using some color tones of some sort. Okay, that's it for today, and tomorrow we'll have another piano tip. By the way, if these tips are helpful to you, be sure and leave your comments below. And be sure and also go over to playpiano.com and sign up for our free piano tips. So we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now. Hi, this is Dwayne again, and I'd like to tell you about a little book that I wrote a few years back. It's called Piano Chords and Chord Progressions, The Secret Backdoor to Exciting Piano Playing. And it's a terrific resource about chords. If you want to know more about chords, you ought to latch onto this book. It's just barely over $10, $11 I think it is. And it covers all the chords and chord progressions that I talk about in my videos. It's just a great, it's not a substitute for videos, of course, but or DVDs, but it's a great summary, and it's so inexpensive that it's well worth your while to get. here's a table of contents. You can just look down here and see all the things it covers. Starts out with major, minor, diminished, augmented, 6th, 7th, and on to 13th chords and suspensions and alterations, and then gets on to chord progressions and so on. So it's a very thorough book, and it's got a lot of illustrations. I'll just toggle through a little bit. So you can, and there's the back cover. So it's worth your while to get. So hope you take advantage of that. Thank you. Bye-bye for now.